What kind of help do people ask for?
They ask me for confidence, self-esteem, what they should do in the gym, how they should handle their situation with their relationship with their boyfriend, how do they get away, how do they stay positive and confident after a really bad breakup.
How do they get a girl like Qimmah Russo?
That's actually that's the question. Every week we get a question of the day, and one of the questions is actually almost geared towards that, which is really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, people ask me all the time because I don't really put my relationship status out there, whether I'm in one or not. So a lot of people wonder what I am.
Why do you do that? Why do you keep it so secretive or private?
Well, for one, when at my first relationship, I feel like social media had a huge impact on my relationships, and I feel like it does in a lot of people's relationships in a negative way. So not that I think it would have a negative impact on any current situations in the future, but I just feel like things like that people don't need to know about based on like energy. Like people can put their negative energy into your new amazing situation, and they can wish bad upon it and try to do things to possibly jeopardize that relationship and that experience. So I try to keep it as smooth and just private as possible. And we kind of live in our own life in our world, and he knows that I'm not hiding him. He knows that this is business, and we try to just keep it like that.
I'm glad to hear a woman say something like this, because when a guy says this, a lot of times they are fuckboys, but it's interpreted in that way.
Yeah.
But when you're saying it and you're coming from the aspect of being in this profession, it's very enlightening to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Don't let other people's energies disturb your energy.
Yeah, and I've gone through a couple relationships in the last couple years, and social media definitely either broke it or made it better, but most of the time it was negative.
Exactly. It's like having American Idol in your relationship. Like people are voting on you two, and it's no one's business.
Yeah, and you don't know.
A lot of times.
And if say we're new at this, I don't know what's okay with you on social media and what's okay with me. So you could be doing something that you'd never know that wasn't okay with me. And the beginning's so important. So if you show a side of you that may not be something that's in line with something that makes me happy or that I respect, it may make it a little sour already. You know, social media can make things sour pretty quick.
Ray's really on this.
Yeah,
are you on this too, Ray? Is that what happens in your life?
No. No.
Has Instagram ruined your relationship status?
I think that I'm not exempt. I think that even though I'm very mature, I think that I'm not exempt from being hurt by the same things that other people can be hurt by. I'm a little more aware, and I can see it coming a mile away. So I kind of chuckle a little bit. Like if I do see you do something that's a little questionable, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So,
but what do you say? Like, what's questionable? What's Instagram questionable? Mr. GK always likes asking this question. Like, is liking another girl's photo questionable?
It depends.
It depends. If you're, let's say, in the music business and you like on Mariah Carey's picture because you liked her last album and it's a release, you guys
can relate,
then that's fine. But if this hottie or whatever that you want to call her with a thong on and she's sitting on a banana, saying that she's a fitness expert. Don't
Maybe
correlate.
Bananas
Don't look at her picture.
Bananas are great sources of potassium. I'm actually
but not through the
you don't
butt.
know what she's doing. And if you insert
it,
it's actually the fastest way to get into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
So you don't know what she's about.
It's not
just,
classy.
There's just a level of
it's
respect.
Just not classy.
But what if the person's in the business? So, for example, I'm always out there promoting myself. So I like everyone's photos indiscriminately. Guys, girls. Sometimes I don't even know if they're a guy or a girl. Sometimes I don't even see the picture because it doesn't load. I'm just out there promoting. Exactly. I'm supporting anyone that likes any of my photos. I immediately go back and like their photos.
Show love.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because they're supporting me, so I'm going to support them in their endeavors.
Well, I think that you still have to use a little discrepancy.
I mean, if you're in a relationship, if you're single.
Especially if you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
If you're single even, if you care about how other people view you, I think you still have to use a certain amount of, this is not cool.
Yeah. I mean, my feed just looks like, because everyone is just Instagram hoeing it up. Like, I like the picture of my mom the other day and she was twerking. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just in a situation where everyone looks questionable on Instagram.
Well, you also have to consider, what kind of upbringing you come from. You know what I'm saying? So that also affects how you view things.
Because everyone has a different perspective on that, I think.
And I don't feel like there's any right or wrong per se. It's just very individual.
Yeah.
So I can just tell you what I feel.
No, I appreciate. That's why what you feel probably resonates with a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's the reason we have expert female panelists, because your expertise is being yourself.
Yeah.
And it resonates with so many people. And we get, as men, we get in trouble with women all the time because we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't. Who am I going to talk to? My boys about this? Like, they
I mean,
don't know either.
I think another issue is that I feel like men don't like to listen to women. I think there's a little bit of a pride thing where it's like, you guys want to know a little bit more. Some men are open to listening to women through and through, because I feel like women give we communicate a lot. I feel like we give a lot of advice. I feel like we give a lot of hints, and I feel like it's up to the person to obviously execute those things or not. But sometimes y'all know.
It's a lot of contradictory advice, though.
Yeah.
So girls will tell boys, like, girls will say things like, "Oh, be nice," but then you see bad guys are the ones who get the most girls. So a lot of this advice,
I see.
that's
Guys are
given,
trying to be that kind of person that most of the girls are attracted to, even though they're not saying that that's their type of guy.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, everybody likes the thrill of a chase. I think that's what it is. But
really,
people
because
really
I
don't
was
know.
in the club last night, and a lot of those girls were chasing, and they were chasing that guy that showed himself in that way. And so that's where it's like actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
Well, that's the part that really makes me sad, because I feel like we're now in a generation of men disrespecting women and talking down to them, talking very poorly about females. And females are like,
Giving in.
Yeah, we are hoes and bitches. Yeah, hit me in the head, me and my friend too. And I'm just like, yo, what?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Oh, my new clothing line, Sluts Are Us. Like, wait a
Sluts
minute,
Are
guys.
Us.
Like,
To be fair, Sluts Are Us is very trendy. I just want to let you know.
I think that
But it does something
it's very
subconsciously.
sad that that's trendy, because it's a trend of putting down women. It's a trend of disrespecting a woman.
Yeah.
And so
Because when you say
like
that word slut, it's not a good thing. There's not a positive connotation to it, you know?
Not at
so
all.
if you're
I
relating,
don't really use the word slut
Well,
very
yeah, not
often
you
in my.
necessarily.
No, I'm just saying in general.
okay.
I don't know who uses the word. Like, it's just such a like. There's some words that are really nice. Like cellar door is a really nice word, no
Yeah.
matter what. But slut just isn't one that rolls off the tongue. Now, bitch, on the other hand, great
yeah,
word.
that's become very popular.
It's such a great,
So sad.
such a strong
So
word.
sad.
You can just use it for everything.
It's awful.
I don't know.
It's like now it's gotten to the point where women are calling men bitches because they're saying it so much. It's just
Well,
like,
that's gender equality. I feel
It's
like that's
just
a good
like-
thing. I feel like it's.
But it's
Really?
like where are we going?
Yeah.
Why can't we pick a better word, guys? Nobody
Yeah.
could find a better word than a female dog to describe human beings.
Yeah.
We're amazing. Why are we
Female
describing
dogs are
ourselves
actually the
as
sweetest of all human beings.
we need
female
to talk.
dogs.
We need to talk.
Female dogs are the nicest people on earth. I live in West Hollywood, and trust me, if a dog died, they'd care way more than if a black person died. Too true.
I want to know.
Okay.
I want to know what questions do you have? Because I want to give you some help and answers.
Oh no,
and all
we
that.
have actually, before we get there, we want to know more about you.
Oh, okay.
So we play this game called Either Or, and
Okay.
Either Or is exactly what it sounds like. It's either or. There is
Okay.
no in between. There is no gray area. You must pick one
Like a would you rather kind
or
of
the
thing.
other. Exactly. Would you rather be really famous or really rich?
Really rich.
really rich for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
I'd love to hear why.
Well, I mean, being famous definitely comes with being affluent, I think, because if enough people know you and enough people see that you're doing something, you kind of, eventually people are going to reach out to you, brands and companies that want to pay you. But being rich, I mean, I don't necessarily need to be in the spotlight. I just want to be happy and comfortable doing what I love to do. So whether that's in the spotlight or that's at home in my $3 billion mansion with my boyfriend and my dog, that's perfect too. So
You're not even married in this $3 billion mansion?
I'm gonna
It's
be
just a
married.
boyfriend?
Oh, yeah.
Nah,
I'm gonna
you
be-
said boyfriend.
I'm gonna
You
be
threw out
married
boyfriend.
eventually with my boyfriend.
And
I'm
the
gonna be
dog, is it a female dog? Because y'all just hated
Yeah,
on
my
female
nugget.
dogs.
She's a girl. That's my baby.
See?
But yeah, I would choose rich just because I have everything else here. Everything I'm happy with myself and everything within.
Interesting.
So if I can get a little juice on the side, that would be nice.
Ray?
I would say definitely rich. I could care less about who knows me. It's great, I guess, on a level, but you also lose something I feel that is very precious to me, which is privacy.
Interesting.
I've just never been the type of person to just be out there and just talking and running my mouth. And, unless I'm talking about something that's important that can help everyone else, it's kind of like, it's not, I don't need to be doing all that. So
It's interesting. Neither one of you assumed famous meant famous for something prestigious, which is winning the Nobel Prize or changing the world like
because
MLK.
you lose your privacy, whether you do something great or not, or you're famous for something amazing or not, you still lose your privacy. And there's something to be said about having peace of mind, and just a quality of life that is your own and not everyone
having to
else's.
prove something either.
Yeah, because then you're worried about what everyone thinks constantly. And
Interesting.
It's just,
And you got to stay on top. If you're the greatest at this, you got to stay the greatest at this. You have to work consistently every day at this one thing to please everyone in the world, when you could just be in your home making the money that you make and keep everything to yourself without any outside interactions or negativity coming in and trying to, knock you off your game.
Interesting. Well, allow me to analyze. So what I'm saying is that comfort and comfortability means a lot to both of you. And as a person who always or usually wears a bathrobe, I appreciate that lifestyle. I also see that privacy means a lot to Ray. Ray is a very private person, likes to keep to herself, doesn't have a large circle of friends, but has possibly a large circle of acquaintances. But friends is something she values and keeps close to her, and she's an extremely loyal person, meaning that loyalty is very high, if not the highest on her list of sensibilities.
Wow.
And Qimmah likes to also be private, but she enjoys the comfort of the ones that she loves around her. She enjoys that aspect, and while she is okay with being alone, she doesn't like feeling lonely. And in this, she finds comfort and solace in the support and love of the ones she trusts, and she only trusts a few people. And that's why maybe you two became friends. Very interesting.
That's
Maybe.
very,
Very accurate.
Interesting. Thank you.
Okay.
very on point.
Yeah.
Are you psychic or
No. I'm
You're
just
just analyzing.
no.
That was very
I'm
prophetic of
just
you.
manipulative, conniving
I'm
guy
not
in a
picking up on that
bathrobe.
energy,
So that's
though,
the
and
thing.
I'm usually
That's
pretty
awesome.
good.
So I use it, and then
Yeah.
that's how it works.
That was great.
That was
Yeah,
really
and I do stand up, so I'm really good at reading the crowd.
Improv and yeah.
yeah.
Either or number two. Junk food or candy.
Junk food. I don't have a sweet tooth. I'm not a candy.
Candy and junk food are the same, aren't they?
Your interpretation has a lot to do.
He's saying either or junk food.
Well, I'm
or
thinking, am I
candy,
going to
and
be
I'm
eating
like,
lollipops or am I eating a cheeseburger? I'm choosing
junk food
cheeseburger.
is- okay. Oh, I'm gonna. Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
I'm
ahead, you
choosing
go first.
food all day, every day. I'm not a big sweet tooth person, and there's only so many candies. My teeth are gonna fall out.
I'm not satisfied by
Yeah.
that. I need meat.
Yeah.
I like meat and like
Heaviness.
heaviness and soulful comfort.
Food.
Interesting.
Comfort
Yeah.
food.
Yeah. I want to feel full.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Analyze. So what I'm seeing and sensing from, let's start with Qimmah. Qimmah doesn't have a sweet tooth, but she has an insatiable appetite. When she wants something, she's extremely motivated, and she is ambitious. And that ambition drives her, and it's a self-motivation that comes from that. And she likes to feel satisfied, meaning she doesn't like to cut corners necessarily. She likes to see the effects of her hard work come to fruition. And she enjoys that. It's satisfying for her. And for example, we know you work out, but you enjoy working out because you like to see the results of working out. You wouldn't just take a pill and then be built the next
Yeah,
day.
of course.
Yeah.
Ray, on the other hand, enjoys something as intimate as interactions with people. To her, for example, intimate interaction and sex begins in the mind and then leads down to everything else. And she enjoys that interaction. She likes it. She's passionate. She's lustful. And she has desires which she likes to fulfill. And when she does, she enjoys feeling satisfied, which means that she enjoys being a satisfying lover as long as she's also satisfyingly loved.
Wow. That's correct.
Oh, strong,
Very correct.
strong. Thank you. I
Very
appreciate
correct.
it. I appreciate it.
Very correct.
Either or. Beyonce or Rihanna?
Oh my God, everyone always asks me this. You first.
Yeah.
I have to choose, huh?
You have to choose either or.
I know what most people would say.
It's interesting.
I don't know what most people would say, honestly. I know that times have changed a bit. I'm going to have to go on something very shallow with this because it's just the way it has to be on these two. I'm going to say Beyonce. And it's just because she's been around longer. I feel like she's worked super, super hard. She's a mom. She's holding down a marriage. I got to give her respect just for handling her business.
Queen Bey all day.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's what I was going to say, Queen Bee all day.
Yeah.
And so
I
why
think-
would you think what would most people say?
Most people would say Queen Bee. Because I've been asked this a lot, and I've asked a lot of people this too, just rebuttaling, from what they've asked me, and most people say no one can be Queen Bee.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you want to know something that's even more interesting is, do you travel outside the country a lot?
I haven't yet.
And you know how I could tell that?
Why?
Because you said most people would say Queen Bey.
Oh, okay.
And I'll
Well,
tell you
most
why.
people are
In the
right.
world, Rihanna's way more popular than Beyonce is. In the United States, though, Beyonce's
Yeah, well, she's from the
more
island.
popular.
She's Barbados.
She's just more international.
I've traveled a lot, and nobody cares about either one when I've gone.
No,
anywhere. They don't
Rihanna's
even
extremely,
talk about
but
them.
Rihanna's very
They talk about
extremely
the
popular.
rappers.
Yeah, Rihanna is in generally very popular in the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Her songs just indemnify with a lot of people because
Yeah.
they're easier. And on top of that, she's been in that market longer.
Yeah.
And it's not my opinion. It's like
Yeah.
men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Her numbers speak for itself.
I love Rihanna.
Concert-wise.
I'm not even gonna.
Her accent too, I think, is
Yeah,
what a lot of
it's
people
something people
outside
can
of the
ex-
country, they can relate to.
Can
that.
relate to it. She's foreign, even
Yeah.
though she's here, and people really do. So
Yeah.
that's why when you said that, a lot of people always have this argument with me until I
Yeah.
start pulling up numbers and showing that Rihanna has outsold Lady Gaga and Beyonce combined.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Oh, I would have never known that."
did
It's
not.
'cause
I'm not even. Yeah. I'm not.
we're in the States, and so we're used
Yeah.
to that.
I'm not even gonna knock Rihanna. She's bad. She's beautiful.
But I understand.
She's,
I understand the Beyonce.
The hard work is
Beyonce.
definitely two different levels between Queen Bee and Rihanna as
So-
far as music and all that.
Just as a woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which I
guess
respect.
I'm looking at it as a woman because I don't know the numbers, so I feel like
Yeah.
that's why I said I have to answer it from a different perspective because I don't check their numbers like that.
Yeah.
And with analyzing this, I see that to Ray, empowerment means a lot. She does not like feeling frustrated. She does not like feeling helpless. She likes to be the master of her own destiny. To Ray, the best way to predict the future is to be the one to decide what it is, to make it, create it on your own. And that's how one's destiny is fulfilled. She enjoys being respected. She holds herself above the fray. She'll take the high road and not go low. She would rather just not speak to someone. She can forgive without forgetting. She has these qualities which a lot of people do not have or carry themselves in high esteem and wants to be treated as such. Qimmah's selection,
That's correct.
I see that she has an affinity for hard work, for effort, for things that she sees as a competitive edge because you make it, not because you're given it. She enjoys the concept of a person who is self-made in a lot of ways. She likes potential over hand-me-downs, and she also holds herself above the esteem of the fray, and so she likes that which Beyonce represents in that manner.
I like that.
I'm about to tell you a little something about you for a second.
What is there to say? What is there to say?
No, I'm enjoying this. This
Yes.
is very, it's transformative. What
Well,
you're doing right
I
now.
appreciate you very much. I enjoy, and George and I have these conversations, and we find George is often wrong, but that's why we make a good pairing,
He
you know?
does it too, and we're like,
Whatever.
no, it's not me.
George,
Way off.
and it is fun though. He's George is always the sweet, caring one. That's who he is. He's the sweet, caring soul who. And I'm a dickhead, so we've been friends for a
don't
long
believe
time.
Yeah.
But on the outside, deep down, I don't give a fuck.
soft.
Anyway, so look,
You're
I want to
soft.
pick your brains on your crushes, okay? People that you have a crush on, but each week we pick someone that's a little tailored to our guest. This week, I want to know your muscle crush. That means the built crush, the person who is the personification of the look that you like. Who's yours? You said it's easy.
I can give a first name.
Go for the first name.
A guy named Brian.
Brian.
He played for the NFL.
Brian in the NFL.
6'6".
6'6".
Chiseled.
Chiseled.
Strong. Abs, chest, arms, legs.
I'm getting turned on by this
Oh my
Brian.
God,
That's
he's
crazy.
so fine. He's gorgeous. Gorgeous teeth, gorgeous face, gorgeous personality, so respectful. Are we talking about physical? We're just talking about physical. Right?
We're talking about physical.
Okay,
We're talking about
yeah.
physical.
Physical, 6'6", 260, athletic, strong, not just looking strong aesthetically, but actually physically being strong.
I appreciate that.
And just holding yourself at. I like fit. That's what I love,
Just to let you know, skinny guys have some too, though. Right? Who are you looking at?
So he has to have muscles?
It's
No,
a
yours.
muscle. It's your opinion
muscle crush.
of
I would
this
say
person.
I
It could
just
be
saw-
a Tehran muscle. You know what I'm saying? It just needs to be.
I just saw, I like chubby.
I love it.
I like a little bit of a squishier build, something that when you hug it, it feels like you're being like sucked into it a little. And
Mr. GK, you were missing out. Mr. GK, you were missing out.
Sucked into it.
Taller? Do you like taller?
It has to be tall.
Someone
I
maybe
can't
who looks
do-
like a Persian, Middle Eastern Drake, possibly.
No,
No,
not
that's
exactly.
sorry, GK. I tried, bro.
I like it's weird. Their personality and their energy really makes me think they're hot.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then the body is just cherry on top for me. I just think that height, stature, and confidence is just.
And like hygiene, I guess.
Oh yeah, you can't be like stinky or smelly or sweaty. I mean, unless you're supposed to be sweating.
So you like the chubby person without the chubby personality
Yeah.
forms.
Things
Oh,
that
okay.
come with it.
Like
Don't be overweight. Just be like,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, I could say like, of course, like Chris Hemsworth body. That's the perfect body, I would say, for muscles. But do I want to lay on top of that body? I don't know. It might be too hard. I want to kind of sink into
So
it.
it's like
I've
you
never
think
thought
Chris
about that.
Hemsworth, but it's more Seth Rogen.
Oh.
No. that's-
Chubby Seth Rogen, not skinny Seth Rogen.
Yeah, he looks so different now. It's crazy. But
No,
Seth Rogen, chubby Seth Rogen was chubby.
Yeah, he was.
He was
Yeah, he
chubby.
was.
That's not chubby, babe.
Yeah, that's different.
Who
that's
have you
fat.
dated? No. I thought you wanted more.
I just want a little,
Pillow,
softness.
a little
not
Like a little
not
bit.
fat.
Mr.
Not-
GK, you might be in the running, bro.
Not out of shape,
Yeah.
You might be in the running, my
I never thought
dude.
about that. It's so funny. I
Yeah.
like laying on hard
Yeah.
packs.
But you can't. But then it's like you can't sink. You can't squeeze in.
So you like Tempur-Pedic and you like the harder
Yeah,
mattress.
and
Is
my
that
mattress
what?
at home is pretty hard, so I guess it
Yeah.
correlates.
Interesting. It's cool. It's understandable. Now, we always have a selection of the day, which is popping or stopping. It's a trend that men do, and we want to know your actual opinions as females, how you feel about this trend. The trend is dating app photos. I don't know if either one of you have ever been on a dating app, but I want to know how you feel about these photos in general. A dating app and a photo.
I don't understand the question.
Yeah.
So,
neither
you
do
know,
I.
have you ever been on a dating app and there's these photos
Definitely
and the
not.
guys with the tiger or the guy's got a shirt undone or whatever it is?
I've never been on a dating site, but I can imagine it. Just like create the idea and then I'll be able to answer.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing. Like a guy in front of a Ferrari on his dating app profile. How do you guys feel about that? Is
Oh,
it
like
popping
someone who's like
or is it
flaunting,
stopping?
or versus someone who's just being
It's-
themselves.
If you think about every selfie you've ever seen, they put all these pictures on their dating app profiles.
Okay.
And as a woman, would you enjoy seeing a different aspect of each guy's personality in that way, or just leave one standard photo and move on, bro?
Simple. I don't know if I'm necessarily into guys who are more into themselves than they are into me. And I'm just, I just like humility, a guy who's a little bit more humble. I feel like a guy who's behind the camera with the car and the this and the that. I feel like his focus in his life at that time is that, and not someone that, if I'm on a dating site, I'm trying to look for someone who's long-term, someone that's going to last, that's going to satisfy me. So if his focus is materialistic and how good he looks and all this stuff, if he has one picture, I feel like he's just a guy trying to, figure out his dating situation, and he may not be able to find it just naturally walking on the street, going to the grocery store. But when all that other stuff comes into the picture, it just seems a little bit much. And I've met guys like that personally, and those personalities don't necessarily mesh well with me in a long-term relationship. So that's how I feel. But I don't think there's anything wrong with it. For me personally, I just feel like it would turn me away.
So we're giving a stopping, Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop it. Ray's just like,
need to-
she didn't even want to expound on it. She's like, it's just not working. It's not
even a
for me.
question. Wait, so what is it called that they do that?
Dating app photos, like they have
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's like Instagram,
Yeah,
I
so-
guess, but
on their dating, on Tinder
it
or
on a
Bumble
thing.
or Raya or
Yeah.
whatever they're using, or
I can't.
Grinder. Or
I don't knock people who do that. I have so many issues with it on so many different levels. I just feel like it's so dangerous to me. It seems so dangerous because, I mean, even just like I was looking for an apartment, a place, and like it was a fake. And it was like they were setting me up to go to the place. And I was like, this is really weird. Something just seems odd. And it was a lie. It was a fake. And I'm just like, where does it end?
I mean, if you think about it in real life, like if I were to meet a stranger on the street, like anyone that we've ever dated in our past, those are strangers. So getting to know them on the street is even more, you to know them less than when you go to their profile on a dating app and there's a little description about them and a little bit more about them, but rather than just walking up to them on the street, So it's kind of the same.
Well, not to me because I have a very good read of people's personalities.
Oh, energy. You need to meet them in person. Oh, I see.
You know
Yeah.
how I am. I see
That's
you.
important.
I just get eye contact, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Or hey,
yeah, it's just an innate feeling that
That's
a
true.
woman has that
Yeah.
I feel like men have it too, but women definitely have that read.
Yeah.
I agree with
That's true.
the energies because I like to see people
know,
face to face to
Yeah.
get that real feel on
Oh
them.
yeah.
And you felt comfortable walking into a studio with me and I'm in a bathrobe?
Well,
Ooh,
yeah.
I know you though. So.
Yeah, that's real. That's real.
You had the air conditioning on.
I
So
do.
I was like, this is a good sign.
He knows. He knows.
Comfort.
Comfort.
We have a question of the day. This is a question that was sent in by a listener. And this listener, 30 Ryan, asks, I like your style and I've been following your account for a year. I am an international graduate student in the US and have a deep accent, but I am verbally fluent in English. I live in a small town and everyone is white here, and I can't get any girl. I don't know why girls are reluctant to talk to me here and treat me like shit. What is your advice for me to get girls who I am not on their radar? I am generally good looking, 5'11", 180 pounds, 30 years old.
What's his religion, or what's his language and ethnicity?
His
say.
I mean, I know, but I just wanted to keep it general simply because of it could apply. He's basically technically little Middle Eastern, North African of descent. And the concept is he came here from that country, so he has an accent.
Yeah.
He's an intelligent person who goes to this college to get his PhD, but is having a very hard time dating.
How long has he been there?
I believe he's been there for 2 years.
Wow. I mean, sounds like he's doing well for himself. I mean, first of all, white women love guys like that.
Foreign men.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on the accent. So if he's Italian, like, bellissimo, where are you from? But if he's Indian, hello, girl, how are you doing? No one
I feel
really
like
likes the Indian accent.
Yeah,
it just depends.
I just feel like there's somebody for everyone. But if he's going for his PhD and he's focused on what he's doing, I recommend he stays focused. That girl's going to fall right into his lap because everyone wants a guy who's successful and focused on what he's got to focus on. But I know everybody needs a partner, someone to connect with, someone fun. Like no one wants to go 2 years in school without meeting someone amazing,
That's what I'm saying. That's a
So-
long time, Ray.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I think if it's been 2 years and he still hasn't, then what he's doing is not working, smart or not. So he's got to be a little bit
Soul
more
searching.
proactive. So what I think he should do, since he's so smart, is set up a little side thing where he's basically tutoring girls on subjects that he's great at. And if he has a sense of humor, I think that he needs to definitely pump that up and get, in situations where he can interact with people without any intention, without any motive besides helping them. And I think that will help women to take down their guard a little bit more and befriend him, and then maybe there'll be an opportunity to take it to the next level.
I like that because they could see his best qualities.
His best qualities. So that's what it is.
Absolutely.
So 30 Ryan, basically the advice is to be more proactive, to show yourself, and take your time. It's not always easy, but when you do find the right person, it is going to pay off.
Yeah.
Just keep being yourself, be friendly, don't be overly aggressive, but don't be passive either.
Yeah.
Ask girls out and you'll be surprised at the rotation of who says yes.
Because who knows, he may be really shy. There's a lot of information that we don't have, so it could
Sure.
be things that are preventing that from happening.
Yeah, confidence is the sexiest thing on a man. Confidence and a sense of humor.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be good looking.
And
Confidence.
humility.
And we'd love to talk. Let's touch on confidence before we have to go, because the whole concept of Qimmah, you being a personal trainer, especially for a lot of people, whether they're with you personally or not, you actually serve as motivation. I'd love to talk about body image and things of that nature.
Okay.
For example, how important is body image in correlation with self-esteem?
That's good. I mean, I could go way back to when I had those issues in high school, but
We'd love to hear about it.
yeah. I mean, I've had body shaming, people body shame me and bully me since elementary school, since I moved out here when I was 5 or 6. And I mean, not only was I a black girl in an all Christian, private, Caucasian school majority, I was a girl with muscles, and I was short, and I wasn't like voluptuous. I was just really solid, and I was doing sports, so I was even leaner. So that was really hard for me. I struggled with people calling me terrible names like man, girl, muscle woman, superwoman, all this stuff. And I pushed through that because I realized this is who I am. Like there's, you know, whether I stop working out or not, I'm either going to be chubby with muscles or I'm going to be skinny and, you know, not feeling happy with the body type that I'm in. So I ended up becoming very confident based on, and it had a lot to do with social media, because every day you're getting these terrible comments about how horrible you look or how people think that you're doing too much or whatever, and then you have all these great ones. But at the same time, you know, I have a really great support system, and it took a really long time for me to build the confidence and self-esteem to embrace this body and to make muscles the sexiest thing that anyone has ever seen, because it's usually looked at as a very negative thing for a woman.
So what changed? How did that even come about? Was it something within yourself or something external? Someone said something to you?
I think through my lens, I find it very attractive when I see a woman like that. So when I started seeing how many women were transforming into this body type, I just felt like I could create that for myself in a very feminine / muscular way. So I found a balance that worked to where people weren't too scared of it, but it was also very feminine, and that's who I am. Like that's when I was younger and I was really lean and muscular, that was just what I was just at that time. Now I have the chance to actually create this image, and this is more in line with what I want to portray as far as being a very feminine woman and powerful, but also being strong and having both aspects.
Do you find that it's off-putting to some men?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not for everybody, just like anything else. But it really takes a confident, you know, secure man to be with a girl who has muscles, which I don't know why it's such a dramatic thing, like why you have to be so this to date a girl with muscles. It's just the way it is. That's
because you like Brian and he's 6'6" and chiseled.
Yeah,
that's
it's
why.
perfect. Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, I usually attract people who look like me, who are motivated and go hard in the gym like me, because we just can connect on that level.
When it comes to the concept of fat shaming, which is existent in the world, do you feel that your existence is fat shaming? Because some people do. They're like, whoa, I need to be accepted the way I am.
Oh, no, well, that's what I promote, is being comfortable in your own skin. I don't just promote you have to be fit and muscular and in shape. I promote from the inside out, so falling in love with who you are internally. You know, there are some women who are just naturally thicker, who are very confident and very sexy and very smart, and that's also the kind of women that I represent. I represent a girl that fights against the norm and social construct, and they're able to become confident in just who they are. And that's really important. But I don't encourage everyone to have muscles and be skinny and, you know, in shape. I just want everyone to be confident through and through. So.
And how important is self-esteem in a relationship? Like, is it true that in order to love someone else, you must first love yourself?
Yeah. I mean, with anything. That's relationship, life, friendships, family, business. You got to love yourself, because then you can't expect someone else to give you that love if you don't see it for yourself. If you don't project that, just like we were talking about energy is everything. If you don't love yourself and your head's down and you don't take care of yourself and your clothes, you know, people are going to see you as that. So you got to really pay attention to those things. They're really important, especially in a relationship.
In advice to all the women out there and in advice to all the men, what would you say regarding the concept of being fit? do you feel, for example, all women should take that responsibility, become fit to the best of their ability, and that men need to understand, for example, that fit women do have a strong place in their lives as well? Because a lot of men are like, oh, I don't like girls that are too fit or too athletic.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've found that change a lot, and I know a lot of men are coming around and loving this new fit trend. But I think that I forgot what you said.
Well, I was just speaking on like the fitness of people in general. But do you advise like all women to get into the gym? Yeah,
I do. I mean, I promote health and wellness, so being in the gym and staying active is very healthy. You don't have to do anything crazy. You work as hard as you want to get to the point and achieve the goals that you want to achieve. I don't think that there's a set place to stop and begin. Being healthy and staying active is just important. So I don't encourage every woman to get in tip-top shape, but I do encourage a woman to get in the shape that makes her confident and that gives her.
That's a very interesting difference, because it's not about just being in tip-top shape. It's in being the shape to make you confident.
Yeah, and like I said, when you said men see women with muscles as just with women with muscles, it shows a lot of discipline. It shows a lot of confidence. It shows dedication. It shows strength. It shows mental strength. It says a lot. So there's a lot that goes into going to the gym. Some people can't even go in the gym with confidence. Like, they don't even want to be seen. Like, some people can't have the worst anxiety in the world. Like, it takes a lot to be seen in that light, to go hard as a woman, have muscles, and to walk out stronger with confidence and a smile on her face, even though people are looking at her sideways talking about your biceps are bigger than my head. Like, yeah.
I love it.
Squish your head.
I love it. I love it. Last off, is there a personal mantra that you live by, a personal saying, words of advice?
Honestly, I live by chemotherapy, and I know what
Chemotherapy is very different. I just want to make sure someone's at home like, you live by cancer.
Qimmah,
Qimmah. Qimma.
Yeah, and I know what that encompasses, so I know that that's everything that I would want to live by. Everything that I was taught and everything that I preach and teach, that's what I live by. I am my motivation, and the people who support me and are inspired by me motivate me even more.
I love it.
That's my mantra.
Thank you both so much for being on the show.
Yeah,
Ray, I really appreciate you for just being yourself and being, of course, the powerful woman that you are, Qimmah. Thank you for inspiring so many people with not only your words, but your actions and your lifestyle. If the world had more Qimmahs, then maybe we wouldn't be sexually harassing girls because they beat the shit out of us. Anyway,
we would be defending ourselves.
Where can people find you if you want to be found?
You guys can find me under Qimmah Russo, QIMMAHRUSSO. You can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter. I don't have any other platforms, and I only have one Instagram, so you guys will find me there.
Perfect. And then Ray, do you want to be found?
You'll find me through.
Yeah,
that means no. Don't find her. Find Qimmah.
I manage her.
Qimmah.
So wherever she is, I am.
Qimmah Russo, thank you both so much for being on the show.
Thank you.
I am Tehran, literally at I am Tehran all across the board. IAMTEHRAN. And of course, I'm alongside Mr. George Corey, who was not in the building. That's Mr. George, KHOURI. He loves it when I spell his last name. And we are Imperfect Gentlemen. Remember, nobody's perfect but us. We'll catch you next week. Thank you so much. Martin on the boards.